Hey everybody, my name is Michael, and today might just be very well the day that we see Bitcoin actually reach $100,000. Who knows? It just pumped up around $3,000 over the past couple hours. Ethereum jumped up. XRP, Ripple has really jumped up 425% over the past month. Back in 2017, when I first started making my cryptocurrency videos on Kubera, actually before that on Avi, and then I made my cryptocurrency focused channel, which unfortunately technically is no longer here, or it's at least not under my ownership. Well, the main asset that I in 2017 remember other than Bitcoin was XRP. 2017 was a fantastic year. And I recently talked with some clients and some fellow employees who reminded me of the good old days of 2017 cryptocurrency. The first thought we had was Poloniex. And I remember Poloniex was a terrible exchange. Still is around, I think. And it is just, wow, it hasn't really changed much. You know, you remember the green website and the charts, and XRP was one of the top trades I had. And I remember Poloniex, alongside other exchanges, every single cryptocurrency exchange is guilty of this. You would have a huge price pump and, oh no, suddenly I'm not able to sell my Ripple. What's going on here? I don't know. Well, it's because Poloniex and other exchanges were manipulating the price. And, oh no, there's a glitch. Oh, well, if you're not, if, for example, if there's a delay and you're not able to sell your cryptocurrency and, oh, it just so happens to move in price, and then you have to try multiple times. You're clicking the button, then you have to cancel the order, then you try again, and that's how it manipulates. And finally, you're able to sell it, and you realize, well, it went up an additional or went down an additional 10%, and I lost some profits there, and it's just a matter of like 60 seconds. That's really where the cryptocurrency exchange was making its money. But apart from that, XRP had a fantastic run. In the very beginning, in 2017, it was, I remember I bought, and then I had a huge profit, and I sold, and then it kept rising, and I sold. I bought, I sold, I bought, I sold. I did that 4 times, and it still kept rising. And we haven't seen these levels in forever. And XRP is finally started to move. And when we're talking about XRP, this is a cryptocurrency that has been around for quite some time. But back in early 2017, you know, it was a penny, less than a penny. And then it had this meteoric rise. Come January 2018, the dollar amount was $3 and approaching 3 cents. That's crazy. That's basically all-time high. And then it collapsed, and it was still in good territory. And then similar to Bitcoin, and you had alt season and whatnot. And back in 21, you had this nice rise, and it was below $1, and then it went to almost $2. But then it fell again, and it was a little rocky, and Ripple had its issues with the SEC, which, speaking of the SEC, oh boy, this is interesting. So Donald J. Trump, the next president of the United States, has just announced, I'm delighted to announce the nomination of Paul Atkins to be the next chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Paul is a proven leader for common sense regulations. He believes in the promise of robust, innovative capital markets that are responsive to the needs of investors and that provide capital to make our economy the best in the world. And who is Paul Atkins? I'm not going to read the rest of it, but who is he? Well, he's pro-cryptocurrency. He's going to replace Gary Gensler as the SEC chair. And Gary Gensler had a huge thing against the SEC. Now, had some problems. Over the past 2-3 years, SEC has been attacking Ethereum, XRP, a couple other projects, but really XRP was kind of the main one. Ripple Laboratories they were the main target. And they won. Ripple did win against the SEC. However, come the same time when Bitcoin ETFs and Ethereum and everything was rocketing, you had XRP fighting the SEC. And people who were bag holders since all the way back in 2017. Well, now, just now, finally, 7 years later. 7 years later is when we had this great news. And currently, XRP is at $2.38. It did drop a little bit. The high recently was $2.67 over the past 24 hours. And when we look at over the past 52 weeks, a little bit, so a little earlier this week is when it went higher. It was at $2.86. That's the highest it was since really the all-time high out of any exchange all the way up there was $3.84. And compared to many other cryptocurrency assets where you had so many people who, yeah, you lost a little bit in 2018 crash, but maybe you made it back up in 21 or 22. And now you're killing it. XRP, we still haven't beat the all-time high. We're still not there yet. We're still not necessarily that close. There's a lot of movement. And for it to go up over 400% in a matter of just weeks, really the majority of that rise in a matter of a couple of days, I'm very happy for the Ripple community that it's finally started to happen. There's some great news happening. And it's not only Ripple, but you had Bitcoin, Ethereum, the whole of cryptocurrency right now is going crazy. The market cap of every single cryptocurrency right there is approaching $4 trillion, with just Bitcoin by itself at almost $2 trillion, with Ripple approaching $136 billion. So this is huge. We're having a great rally right before the end of the year. Now, that's not the only coin that's recently rose. Monero as well. Monero's been stuck, and finally it has surged to a 2-year high of $211. Privacy coins are heating up. And you remember my old channel if you were watching a long time ago, but probably not. But Avi, we were all about, if you're interested in cryptocurrency, well, I wonder where the early days of cryptocurrency were involved with. The darknet, right? So privacy coins, Monero, Zcash, there's a whole world. Remember Deep Onion, all this stuff. Privacy coins never had their meteoric rise like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, all these crazy DeFi projects. Privacy coins had a lot of value because tracing Bitcoin, well, it's not for the criminals. It used to be for a small second, but it's super easy to trace using Bitcoin. If you think Bitcoin is anonymous, well, you're in store for some bad news. Good news is they'll catch you quick. The bad news is you're going away for a long time. Privacy coins come into play, and that's where a lot of these hackers and phishers and scammers, that's where they start tumbling their coins. And privacy coins just never really had their moment to shine. So right now, if we look at the top 10, Monero's nowhere to be found, right? You have some great assets in the top 25, but you have to scroll all the way up to top 50. Almost at the very end of the top 50 is Monero, and that's after its rise. Monero is currently below $200 with its all-time high. We have to look back a long time ago. So basically, the 52-week high was, well, we go back to last December. And last December, we were approaching $180. So for only just the past 48 hours for us to beat past where we were a whole year ago, well, it's not great. And Monero's all-time high in 2021, we were in the 400s. In 2018, we were almost at $500. So when we take a look at all this historical data, and technically we're talking about 500s, and for now to be below $200, I mean, there's a whole lot going on there. Zcash, which I remember on a lot of the markets, just for, entertainment purposes, you look at all these YouTubers talking about these coins. The number one thing, you look up all these old images of darknet marketplace. I remember all these old darknet marketplaces images on Google. You would have Bitcoin, you'd have Ethereum, you'd have Litecoin, right? What happened to Litecoin? And you have Zcash and Monero. Those were the top 2 privacy coins. And right now it's $70, which is nothing. It's ranked, it's not even in the top 100. When it first came about, it was over $2,000. There was a little conspiracy there because it went to $2,000 and it fell almost immediately. And there was some whales pumping and whatnot. And really in 2018, then it recovered back to a top of, I think it was 700s. And now it's less than a tenth of that. I mean, we're right around at $70. The old project I was associated with, Deep Onion, is ranked $7,421, and it pumped to a high of almost 3 cents. So privacy coins still need their day in action. But the big news is XRP and what's going to happen before the end of the year. So let's stay tuned for some more interesting news. Thanks for watching. Have a great one and take care.